I start from the beginning. I was born in Jersey and lived there for first 18 years of my life before moving to Florida to go to college. And that's kind of where I started a little bit more political organizing. I did technically start in high school. I was part of a march to make Martin Luther King Day a federal or a holiday in New Hampshire. And I kind of took that into college and immediately got into like more organizing stuff. And I was organizing around like workers' rights and like farm workers' rights. After that, I moved back up north to be closer to family, and this was about the time that like the 2008 financial crisis happened, and so many people were really punished because of the abuses of the banking industry and the mortgage industry. It wasn't until a few years later where I moved to Portland, which is about 9 years ago, and I started out doing economic development work. And the thing with economic development work is that, like, again, the economic system is not really here for us. So you can really give people all the tools they need, but the fact is the average business in general eventually fails. Much less minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, they all fail, and because the system's not like designed for us. And thinking about how the system's not designed for us, that led me to this idea around like safety and like whose safety, So I've been working with smaller organizations here and there, working on different campaigns, and the campaigns and the organizations I've been working with, some of them were more national organizations, and I wanted to work with an organization that was really like Oregon specific, and also was moving a lot of work in Multnomah County specifically. Also, I was in the pilot leadership program. And I was like, it seems like Unite's doing really good things, and, is well resourced. And maybe if I can continue to do my work with Unite and with other people that have similar values rather than working alone. The ideas that they're bringing up are really rooted in fear, and specifically fear of like Black and brown people. And at the same time, the things that are supposed to keep us safe, like police, like prisons, are the things that are actually destroying Black and brown neighborhoods and making them much less safe. So we see that since like the Reconstruction era, that safety has always come at the expense of the well-being of communities of color. So during the Civil Rights era, I think a mirror was placed up to the American public, and they didn't like what they saw, because on a world stage, we saw, that the US government was acting in horrific ways to children, sicking dogs and fire hoses on Black children just because they're Black and fighting for their rights. And it was an ugly thing for so many Americans to look at. And so what they did instead was they found new ways to say the same thing, but without mentioning race. So they could have like plausible deniability. Yes, that narrative's still around. It's couched in dog whistle language. And so the thing about dog whistles is that if you're a dog, the whistle is loud and clear. And if you're not, then you don't even notice it. And so it's a way for them to say the same things without showing the world that they're racist and ugly in that way.